Hello there, Hendrik Honda of Charlotte. This is Coach Stephanie with part two of your mystery shop. I submitted a request via your Hendrick website on November 20th at 12:03 p.m. I did get a phone call from a third party, but that does not count, so I can't count that for your timing. I didn't receive a phone call from the dealership until 2:40 p.m., and I got that phone call from Ned. Ned, we want to be sure that we call the customer from the dealership rather within less than 15 minutes of receiving the lead. You did a great job of sending an email right after you had attempted to call me and was unable to reach me at 2:46 p.m., but you need to be sure that you email the customer within less than 15 minutes of hanging up with the customer so that you can continue building that rapport and get them information they very well may not have written down during your phone conversation. Your email should have an attention-grabbing subject line. You want to thank the customer for their time on the phone. Confirm next steps and remind them that you're going to follow up with them the next day. You want to give them a value statement about your dealership so that you make yourself stand apart from the competition, and be sure the email is free of spelling and grammatical errors and has a complete signature file with a link to your website as well as a link to your email address. Now, taking a look at the email that you sent before I spoke to you, this is the email you sent after you attempted to call me and did not reach me. The email needs to have an attention-grabbing subject line that's clear what it's about and who it's from when you were emailing the customer before you've spoken to them. So it should say your 2014 Honda Accord is available at Hendrick Honda of Charlotte. Something along those lines. It needs to be clear who it's from as well. You did a nice job of validating the customer's decision of vehicle with positive words, letting me know that it was a nice vehicle, and the email is free of spelling and grammatical errors. However, you want to be sure that you give some type of information on the exact vehicle that the customer inquired on. So give them a link back to the specific vehicle. List off some features that are on it, something along those lines. You also want to be sure that you address availability, and you did that. You let me know that the vehicle is on the lot as we speak, so great job on addressing availability. There is a link back to your website in your signature file, so there would be a way for me to look at additional vehicles as well as additional price quotes. However, you want to be sure that you give them a value statement. You've got in your signature file that you're the 12-time Honda President Award winner. Put that in the body of the email. That's something to be proud of, and we want to make sure that the customer sees that information. A lot of people are not going to see this in your signature file, and I can't give credit for something that's not in the body of the email. So let's be sure to give them a value statement about the phone call and the email as well, and we can definitely surround that value statement around the fact that you're a 12-time Honda President's Award winner. You do have a complete signature file, however, with a link to your website as well as a link to your email address, so great job there. Keep up the hard work and keep practicing. You do a phenomenal job of selling yourself and building rapport, and you are a joy to talk to on the phone. But we want to be sure that we give the customer a value statement. We want to grab control of the call and use the script so that we can schedule an appointment and get them to our dealership. If you can't get an appointment, go for a tentative time and save the phone follow-up only as a last resort. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I will talk with you soon. Your secret code for today is practice. PRACTICE, practice. Have a great day.